is a bit different. Let's start with traditions of the channel. Let's get this out of the way. I have only just given her ladyship her food. Here's Tina girl. Hey babe, say hello to the peoples. No. More interested in her food. Obviously more interested in her food. There she is, in all her beauty. Hey babe. Hey babe. No. Okay. She is a babe. Let me turn back to the fake star of the show. We'll give it a couple of minutes for people to arrive, folks, and then I'll do the intros and things. Make a proper start of it. Timmy, am I early? You're not here yet. An honour to deploy. The thumbs up all the same. Looks like you were the... Oh no, you were the second here. Rob's here first. You can't find any trace of the windsurfing champion. He was an amateur windsurfing champion back in the 70s or 80s, I believe. All he won for being the UK amateur windsurfing champion. I think it was sponsored by, did you say a whiskey company? It was an alcohol company. He got one bottle of whiskey or whatever it was. My mate Mark, yeah. Cheers, folks. Just made some coffee, so I've had to take the lid off the insulated cup just so it could cool down a little bit. Oh, and then I've breathed into it and it's all over the glasses. I am two-fisted drinking. I have got a, I'm not going to call it a cool beer, tepid. It's not hot. On its way to being warm though, I guess. Because Spain. Okay, who else is here? Timmy, Rob, Timmy, YML, UML, however he's going to pronounce it. Fix the microphone what? What's wrong with the microphone? It's on. Is it crackling? Crackling, says Karen. Let's unplug the power, see if that makes a difference. Does that make a difference? Tell me if that's made a difference or not. If not, I'll have to go out and come back in again. Which is always a little bit awkward and a little bit risky. I can't read what that says, Karen. How's the shoot? No difference. Okay. Oh, Tina's crunching her dinner. Is that what you're hearing? My girl's eating her dinner, or is it actually the microphone popping and crackling? Someone will have to let me know. Interference. I'm going to step out and come back in, folks. Give us a second. How do I do this? What's the most effective way? I'll click here. Reconnecting. Tell me if it's any better or not. Tina's still chomping her food. Fine now. Okay, I don't know what that's about. Must be a YouTube issue. Don't know, folks. Okay, we're on 4.5 minutes. We'll give it another 30 seconds, and then we'll make a start. Let me just log into my tablet. See, I'm on exactly the right spot, but I've got to go back to the top of the notes for all the intro. Loud and clear. That's good. That's what we like to hear. Okay. Cheers, folks. Okay, we are 5 minutes in. People have arrived. We shall make a start. This is TrampCast, episode 77, part 2, would you believe? Because in yesterday's fantastic 3 hours, we got as far as Tuesday in covering a week in the life of. We are covering the week ending Sunday, July the 13th, 2025. The initial broadcast was Sunday, August the 3rd. Today is Monday, August the 4th, 2025 for part 2. This is TrampCast, where we detail the successes, the failures and the other happenings in my life. 77, did I say 27? Episode 77, part 2. This is TrampCast, where we detail the successes, the failures and the other happenings in my life as a British tramp trapped by circumstance in Spain. The channel is oh, the voice is going again already. It went last night in the hangout. The channel is Delta Mike Down and Out in Torrevieja. Delta Mike, that's me, or at least the guy I play on the internet. Down and out, homeless, hobo, a tramp, a vagrant, an indigent person, a person of no fixed abode. Some might say a bum. Someone who sleeps rough or on the streets, or in my case, in a field. Okay, a few reminders, folks. Thumbs ups are always appreciated. Subscribe if you've seen a few of my videos now, but you haven't subscribed yet. You might like to consider that. It's not an order, it's just a suggestion that you might like to consider it. There is a donation link as ever at the top of the chat. If you're here now on Monday, you want to check that you're live. Sometimes you might join. If you've joined late, you might begin at the beginning of the stream and I might be half an hour or an hour ahead, and your chats will be out of context. I won't know what you're talking about. You want to be in, if you're in live chat, you want to set the settings to all messages. Top chat is rubbish. If you're watching this on another day, not on the Monday that I'm broadcasting on, then you want to activate chat replay, and again you want all messages, not top chat or top messages. That filters things out. Okay, folks, that's the preliminaries out of the way. We can skip down. Yesterday we finished at the end of Tuesday. Where I was struggling with EcoFlow, I believe. I'll put a bin bag over the gas bottle. That was the last thing. Many people walking past didn't want them to see the gas bottle. Okay, into Wednesday. And I was awake really late. Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. Still awake, 4 AM. And then a friend, Colleen, comes around at 8:30 AM. With a bag of dog croquettes, doggy biscuits. 9 o'clock, overcast but warm, but the EcoFlow only getting 22 watts because of the clouds, and we're on 59%, and I'm struggling to get the wire to stay in the connector. I'm sticking the disconnected wire in the back of the connector in the EcoFlow, the XT60i connector, and it's just not holding. Struggled to make that work. Battled with it for quite a few minutes to keep it working. So yeah, couldn't repeat. The day before I just had an easy fix. It just went in and it just worked. This day not so much. So it was a slow going with the solar. 11:15, and we're only up to 68% and still only getting 18 watts. But the forecast is for brighter weather, later in the day, but it might be too late. Late on, when the sun's low in the sky and losing its power, that might not be any good. 12:30, and I thought we were getting some sunshine. I thought we were making some progress, but it didn't last. So I'm shuffling the solar panel around. It moves. It basically has 3 positions through the day. First thing in the morning, late in the morning, and then at midday I lay it flat on top of the cool box. So yeah, we're getting into midday, so I lay it down in its position and just hope that we start to get some sun soon. No sooner am I finished messing with the solar panel and everything, then I hear two voices in the field here. Spanish. Guess who? You guessed it. You guessed it. So let's read what I wrote. Which visit was this? Because this was a few weeks ago. Because it's a few weeks ago. I'm not sure which visit this was. Let's get the two voices in the field. Usual routine, but they're back to being pushy about the ID. How long have you been in the field? Get your ID. And I'm like, private property, guys. Private property. You're demanding ID is a public thing, and you're not in public. So he's demanding ID, and I asked whether they can actually demand it or not, rather than telling them outright. I just asked subtly, can you do that in private? Especially when I was inside my tent. So I'm literally in my home, and they're demanding ID. It doesn't work that way. They didn't answer my question about whether they could do that or not. I told them that their boss, I confirmed that they were Policia Local and not Guardia Civil. And I said, oh, your boss was here last year. Your boss and 5 of your colleagues spent a good 2 hours here last year trying to arrest me and didn't get anywhere. The guy lectured me about I'll have to get ID in future. I can't just stay here forever without ID. And I'm like, mate, private land. I'm in my fucking home. Just stop demanding ID of people in their home. You can't do that. In public, yes, but I'm not in public. Anyway, I'm glad that I put that cover over the gas bottle the day before now. So because they would have been poking around and looking around, but I saw them off. But they had a good look around, and they were looking at my pile of belongings kind of in the middle of the field. But they're at ground level below bushes. They can't be seen from anywhere really. So anyway, yeah. Oh, we're in the afternoon now. Starting to get higher watts on the eco flow, but then it's alternating cloudy and sunny. But we're starting to get somewhere, starting to make some progress. We've seen the police off, they go. I think, was that the first of 2 visits? Or were they the second? Oh, I can't remember, folks. This is the problem in doing these things a few weeks, 2 or 3 weeks in arrears. I can't remember which incident was which week was which. Sativa Breeder, hello. Okay. This is interesting. Had enough charge, so I put enough charge in the EcoFlow, so I put the fan on for the first time. 1:30 in the afternoon. Even though it's not especially sunny, it's still boiling hot and really humid and close. So I put the fan on for the first time. Suddenly, I see that the solar panel hits in the high 90s, 90 watts, 90 plus, and at one point it actually hit 100. It's the first time this summer that I've seen it hit 100 watts, and this is with a wire just hanging out and just stuck in the back of the connector. It's a little bit precarious, folks, but 100 watts coming through a loose copper cable that's just hanging out. What can you do? What can you do? Oh, I decided to treat myself that evening to a pasta bolognese. Some of the onions that I got laying around were in need of using up, so I used half an onion, a jar of actual a bolognese sauce that had been laying around for quite a while, I think, and just stuck some macaroni in and some extra water, just a one pot. Did it all in the one pot, and good stuff. This summer I haven't been eating regularly. I haven't been eating much. Too hot most of the time. But I decided I was hungry enough, and so just had to have something. So I threw some bits together. But it was mainly just onion and then the pre-made, the jar of bolognese sauce. a jar of water on top, and then the macaroni. I don't know if macaroni bolognese is a thing. It is now though. So I had a full pan of this stuff. I could only eat half of it straight away. It was too filling. So I left half of it and had it as a midnight snack whilst watching Scruff Dog, who was still messing with this fucking engine that he's been building for weeks and weeks and weeks. I was getting a bit sick of it, a bit bored. I'm not an engine person, and I'm a scale model, a working scale model of a petrol engine. It doesn't really do it for me. Coca-Cola is a chocolate-like drink. That's an interesting take. The coca tree, it was a cocaine version, wasn't it, rather than the chocolate cacao, or however they pronounce it, cacao. Don't know. But cola means line. I think Coca-Cola literally means a line of coke, a line of cocaine. Don't know where I pulled that one from, but it's in there. It's lodged in there somewhere. I don't know what some of you are talking about. It looks like it's getting a little bit funny in there. Where am I? So that was the end of the Wednesday with watching Scruff Dog. I'm gonna put that down a second, have a quick drink, and I'm just gonna have a check on what's going on in chat, because it looks interesting. That went down the wrong way. What? I'm just going to go backwards to the beginning of this, because I've got no idea what some of you are talking about. Okay. I got people. She sells seashells by the seashore. That was Mary Anning in one of the southern counties. I always go with Devon or Cornwall, and it's neither. Wherever Lyme Regis is. I don't know why we're talking about that, but why are we talking about chemicals? I don't know what. Have you been galvanting, Chief, today? That's a word I don't know. Slap the microphone, why? Is there something wrong with the sound again? I don't know what's going on. COCOA is a chocolate-like drink. Are you going with some sort of chemical? Don't know. Don't know what you guys are on about. I don't know what's going on back there. What's camel fat with a PH? Oh! And then somebody said, Coco is the Spanish Father Christmas that delivers presents every year. No. Don't know where that's coming from. Sound is 5x5 here, Mike. Thank you. Sativa breeder. Oh, I can't remember. Sativa breeder. Is it Martin? Or have I got? I could be way off. I usually am. I'm terrible at this name stuff. I don't know what they're talking about either. It is Martin. Okay, thank you. I'm better at this name thing than I thought. The EcoFlow and cable section is finished. I just rammed the cable in and I got in. It took many minutes, but I got it there in the end. Something's like so. We're into Thursday morning. 2 a.m. dog walk. Because why not? Fucking dog. How do you know so much about the origin of some slang, stereotypes, jokes, etc.? I don't. I'm in Spain, so I pick up a bit of Spanish. I know that Colina is a hill and that cola can be line, although it probably has other definitions as well. But it just struck me that Coca-Cola was originally made with cocaine and that cola means line in Spanish. A cola is just like a tonic or whatever in English, but I don't know. I don't know where I get half of the stuff that I know. I don't know where it comes from. I just read stuff once and then 20, 30 years later it just comes out again sometimes. Other times I sit there like a burbling idiot, unable to connect two thoughts. I might know that I know the answer and I just can't get it. I just can't get there. Okay folks, 2 a.m. dog walk and I'm back to bed and a few YouTube videos. 8 a.m. and it's a morning routine. So put the solar panel out, walk the dog again properly, morning coffee and start to tidy the field up a little bit. Baby steps, because I'm sure the police will be back. This is 3 weeks ago or whenever it was. 8:30 and I wasn't getting any power into the EcoFlow. The wire had moved just so slightly. When I looked down on it, it looked like it was touching, but it just wasn't there. When you look down, it looked like it was touching, but it just mustn't have been. But on this occasion, it was an easy fix. Just jiggled it and it touched, and we were all good. It didn't take minutes and minutes like the other time. You guys, you really ought to just turn this crown crap off in your settings and just not bother with it. Where are we? Oh, okay, 9 o'clock in the morning and I decided to free up some space on my phone. My phone was chock full, no room to do anything. I tried to make a video and couldn't. So I spent, not sure, maybe a couple of hours really slow file transfer over the OTG cable to some of the pen drives. Some of my older pen drives that have survived 2 floods don't work very well. Some of the more modern ones are a little bit better, but it was a struggle. But yeah, sorting through. Oh, okay, I had to sort. So when I moved tent 2 or 3 months ago now, I had a box of just random things that I didn't have anywhere else to put, and I had a bag of random things, and I knew the pen drives were in the random, but I didn't know whether in the bag or the box. So I had to sort through the random box first, find a place for everything, took everything out of the random box and find a different drawer or find a place for everything. And I put all of the pen drives into like a little doggy poo bag, and into one of the drawers, one of my utility drawers. And then I was able to get on with sorting through the pen drives and trying to find which ones work still and which don't. And I had to find my OTG adapter, plug that into the bottom of the phone, and then plug the pen drive into the USB outlet socket to make all that work. Yeah. But, like I say here, just from this task of pulling a box, I had to move some bags out of the way, pick this box up and then sort through it. I was wet through. Just so hot in there at times. You can be sat there thinking, oh, you're okay, but then you do the least strenuous thing possible, like standing up, leaning over, moving 3 shopping bags, and picking up a plastic box. Wet through. It's ridiculous. But while I was in the pen drives and sorting things out, I made a decision to free up some space. I deleted a load of old video clips. A lot of the clips that went in to make some of my earlier videos, I decided to keep. And I had my copy of the final videos. I deleted all of that to free up a load of gigabytes of space. I figure the clips I didn't use, or that I edited away, whatever, I got no use for those. I've got the final videos. They're on YouTube. It's a little bit of a risk, but I'll gamble that YouTube don't delete my account, and that my final videos I can always retrieve from YouTube as long as they don't scrap my account. Maybe. So that's how I spent a few hours just sorting through this box of things, and then sorting through the files and folders on the pen drives and moving stuff around. But some of it was just tediously slow. Okay, this is when my watch broke. Fuck, everything breaks, folks. Everything breaks. So it was while I was doing these, waiting for a long, slow file transfer, I put the phone down on something. You've got to be careful that you don't knock the USB connection, because the pen drive would disconnect and maybe leave the pen drive in an unusable state. So I put it down carefully, and then my watch just slid off my wrist. It just came off. I'm like, what the fuck? And when I look, the plastic strap is just cracked all the way across. It's just giving up the ghost, like all plastics do in Spain. Everything perishes. So I spent half an hour fixing the damn thing with 2 cable ties, strapping the broken piece back on and making it functional again. Pain in the ass. Everything breaks, folks. Everything breaks. Oh, where are we? Okay. Immediately upon fixing the watch strap, another piece broke off. Fuck. It's knackered. The watch is fine. I mean, the watch itself works. Needs a new strap one day eventually. Where are we then? I guess it's time for a new watch strap. I wrote there, yeah. Unbearably hot afternoon. I wrote here. Certainly too hot to be carrying her ladyship back as far as she wants us to go. We go for a walk, and she just wants to keep going further and further and further. Tina girl, quiet, quiet. Tina. Quiet, quiet. I don't know what you guys are all on about with plantains and cocoa. Yeah, when we go out for a walk, she's looking for nice grass to chew on, and there just isn't any this time of year. So we did a fairly long walk, but doing a long walk in the afternoon heat, she does nothing. No peeing and pooing. What was the fucking point? I'll be dripping wet through with sweat again, and it was for naught. Bugger. I put her in a corner over here under the bush. 1 hour later, she craps under the bush and she's fucking sitting in it. Fuck. No wonder she's covered in flies half the time. I don't know. Shitting in her own corner. This was when okay, at this point I was low on water at this point. This was when things were getting a little bit desperate. At this point I did an audit of how much water I had in the camp, and I had 10 1.5 litre bottles. So I was down to 15 litres, and we were going through 5 or 6 litres a day. So we had 2 to 3 days of water left. That's all. That was quite worrying. Like I said in the intro yesterday when we were doing the thank yous and things, the Chino Bazaar will sell water, but 1.5 litre bottle's probably the best part of €2. Yeah. Buy it in an emergency if you had to stay alive, but quite worrying to be that low on water. And when you think that you can buy an 8 litre bottle for under €1 in Mercadona, but I just can't get there. So that afternoon we sat outside under the parasol, 3 PM onwards, stayed out until maybe 11ish. Went through the various phases like now when you're covered in flies. Then in a little bit, when it starts to cool down, the flies disappear. And then you can sit in the nice evening in the cool breeze. And if you're all sweaty, the cool breeze is just really, really nice. So I walked the doggy, and we both went in somewhere 11ish, just after. Went back out to make coffee, 2 coffees, but didn't have any food that day. Skipped it altogether. I wrote here I might have had 2 boiled I've got 2 boiled eggs left over that I might have the next day. But I promised myself I would cook the next day. I do this often. We get to night and I think I'm a bit hungry, but I can't be bothered now. I'll do something in the morning. Then the morning comes, the sun comes up, and it doesn't happen. Fix the strap with duct tape. Duct tape's a possibility. But it's broken in 3 places now. What I thought of doing was just using cable ties. Just strap it to my wrist, kind of permanently, until I need to take it off, and I'll just cut the duct tape now. Just cut the cable ties. Where are we? Okay, so it's late on Thursday evening, and I've got this plan. The Scruff Dog's going to do one of his MRE shows, eating these military meals ready to eat. He does one every second Thursday night, usually somewhere around midnight my time. So I got a plan to stay awake for that. That didn't happen. I started to watch it, but no. So into Friday morning, and I slept well, and took Tina for an early morning walk. It's 6:30, but again she didn't poo. She's peeing but not pooing at that point in time, 3 weeks ago. 1 hour later she poos right outside the tent door. She's bum shuffling out of the door and doing it right, like just getting out in time. She's not letting me know. That was the concerning thing. She wasn't whimpering, she wasn't coming to me and like licking my face or anything. She was just making her own way outside, just in time, and just like crapping right in the doorway, just outside. And then I'm wondering why there's flies all around that side of the tent. What does she think the morning walk's for? It's annoying sometimes. Anyway, I had my morning coffee. It wasn't my morning coffee, it was the coffee left from the night before, and pondered what I was going to eat that day, but absolutely no idea. But it's Friday, so maybe I'll have some chips at some point. was my thoughts at the time. Cloudy morning, the usual stuff, solar panels, make some more coffee. I cleaned this table, this big pine table that we're, this big pine dining table that we're sat at right now. I cleaned all that off and cleaned everything that was on here. You wouldn't know it now to look at it. It doesn't take long for it all to become a shit tip again. But, okay, look at this, yeah. Hot and stuffy without much sun. 1:30 in the afternoon, the police drive down the track. I'm sat on the edge of the bed, looking out of the door, stroking the dog and looking out to the track, and the cops come down the road, and I'm thinking, oh fuck, here we go again. I'd just had 2 visits within 2 weeks or whatever it was with them, and I thought, oh, here we go again. Immediately they've gone down the road. They went past slowly and looked in at me, but carried on down. I thought they're going to turn around at the bottom and they're going to come up and park outside my door. So straight away I closed my door. I'm making it fucking easy for them, not establishing eye contact, allowing them to initiate a conversation easily. Close the fucking doors. In the old days when Tina could walk, I would have gone over the field out the other side, and you know, not being home when they're called. But I'm sat there and I've got the door closed, and it's like an oven. It's getting warmer and warmer and warmer, and then they're not coming back, and I'm thinking, what's going on? Maybe they're not here for me. And they were down there about an hour in total, and I was getting I was needing to open the door for ventilation because it was just getting too hot and too stuffy, but I just didn't want to have the door open and make it easy for them to have any kind of conversation. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan. Yeah, it was quite a bit later that they finally drove out and drove past, no problem. I did actually have the door open a bit by that point. I'd had to open it just to be able to breathe. And so I'm sat there with my heart beating as they went out, and they just drove past and went. So a lot of panic over nothing for once. For once they weren't here to see me. That's good. Friday afternoon, breathe a sigh of relief and take a beer. Yeah, that's what I wrote, that's what I did. 2:45, I went out and used my new payment card that Karen had brought me. If you remember my old payment card, my prepayment debit card that Karen acquired on my behalf, it broke when I was moving tents. I don't know how or why. It was in my back pocket. Some way I bent or twisted or sat, and the corner of the card folded right over, and the chip came right out of the card. So I needed a replacement, and Karen had brought me one, and I'd had it a while, but it was finally time to use it for the first time. So off we trotted, probably up to the Chino Bazaar. What was that? Fuck off. Flies. Bring my fly swatter out, maybe. Oh, no, I didn't go to the shop. Okay, I'll finish reading the sentence, shall I? I used it for the first time to put money on my account for my Libara. It was time to pay my phone month. It was that time of the month. It was that time to pay my my Libara phone bill. 15 bloody euros. Oh, seriously considering stepping down to the next package down. Over time, they've inflated what you get with the package, and I've got so many gigabytes rolling over. The only problem is if I do step down to the next lower package, I will lose what's there rolling over. So just to give you a clue, this Sunday coming up will be time, at midnight, will be time to renew again. And I'm still using some of the rolled over data. I'm not even on to this month's proper purchase data. I'm still using the rolled over stuff. But if I do step down to the next package down, I'll save a £5 a month, but I'll lose the rolled over data. Don't know. I don't think, when something's yours, I don't think they should be allowed to just make it evaporate. It's not unlimited. I think I get 150 gigs plus whatever I haven't used from the previous month. And they do allow much more of it to roll over nowadays than they used to. They used to put a 50 gigabyte limit on what rolled over. And now I think just whatever you've got rolls over. So I will probably be somewhere around 150 gig that I pay for and 150 gig that rolls over. I'll have potentially 300 gigabytes waiting to be used. If you gave someone like me truly unlimited, if my 2 terabyte hard drive was working, I would be torrenting the shit out of the whole internet. I'd be downloading YouTube. All of it. So anyway, I put money on my Lavara account on Friday afternoon, ready for the Sunday payment. And okay, I go out in the afternoon to walk Tina, and my t-shirt is coloured in 4 separate bands. It's not, I mean, it's this. It was this t-shirt, I think, which I've just washed. It was this t-shirt, but it was in 4 distinct colour bands from different levels of sweat and salty crustiness. Yeah, no, it's quite the sight. I've lost myself. Yeah, wringing wet. Absolutely wringing wet, my t-shirt. Awake until 2 p.m. Friday night before falling asleep, and I woke up almost hourly, and I woke up to find Tina outside and not tied up. Normally if she sleeps just inside the door, I'll tie her to the tent pole outside, so she's got space inside, or she can bum shuffle out of the door, and she can be either in or out if she sees fit. I think she must have been on the bed with me, and so not tied outside, and she's shuffled away down onto the floor and out the door, and she's not tied up, and she's away. Sometimes I hear her barking and I think that doesn't sound very close, and she's some distance away. But she bum shuffles around this place where she is now. She will bum shuffle to here where she is. So instead of just coming out of the tent door, she'll go all round the back here, around this and under here. And I come out in the middle of the night to find her here, and I'll be panicking, wondering, you know, like where the hell is she? I should take a quick break here, folks. I've got my coffee to finish. I've got a beer to start. I've got flies to swat away, and I want to try and work out what the hell's going on in chat. See whether I can understand any of it. I don't know what any of you are talking about. I met Sister Bliss in Pike's Hotel, Ibiza. Is that a person or a group? Mike, get some magnesium in you. What does magnesium do? And what would I get magnesium from? I don't know what foods have magnesium. What's that? Maxie Priest died. I didn't know that. Always sorry to hear about anybody dying, yeah. Chestnut or mushroom stuffing. Oscar. Hello mate, didn't know you were doing live today. Yeah, I only got halfway through the proper TrampCast proper yesterday afternoon, so this is a part 2 just to finish off. We're talking about the week ending, I've no idea. You tell me from the title. Oh no, they won't say it in the title. It's in the description. Oh, let me get back into my pad. We're talking about the weekend in July the 13th, Sunday, July the 13th. So it's a good 3 weeks ago, isn't it? And I've just finished Friday night, and we're about to start Saturday, but I'm just taking a little break and trying to catch up with chat a little bit because there's a lot of strange talk going on. Oh, okay, magnesium. Oh, hold on, is magnesium the one that's in banana that's radioactive? Bananas are radioactive. There's a certain percentage of magnesium that is always radioactive. You've got to be a little bit careful with that. Same as tobacco. I think we've had this discussion before. Tobacco is radioactive. That's why there's that bit of silver foil in the pack. It's another Brucey bonus. Banana stuffed with chocolate on the barbecue. Is it still in its skin at this point? RLRG, that's Rich, or Richard, I can't remember which you go by. I'll say Rich unless you correct me. James Wales passed away today. I remember him when he was on Radio Air, which was, Radio Air, was that Leeds? Leeds or Sheffield? And then did he move to Radio Lancashire? Something like that. There was him and there was Alan Beswick. And they were both kind of controversial figures on the late night, what would you call it, talk radio. Is Alan Beswick still with us? Alan Beswick. Oh. Martin is with Digimobile. 15 per month unlimited plus free calls to the UK. Yeah, I get free calls to. Well, there's an amount of. I don't make phone calls. I'm not interested in the calls. Unlimited free calls to other Labara accounts, other Labara users. Some like 100 hours a month or some shit. I never make a phone call. I don't remember the last time I made a real world phone call. I'm not aware I ever have. Since I was about 10. Unlimited always comes with a fair use policy. Unlimited is never really unlimited. €15 for unlimited. Okay, that maybe in the UK. Here they say 150 gig plus whatever you roll over. So I guess they're different in different countries, aren't they? Okay, glad it turned out well. That's the police going past, yeah. When you've got to go, you've got to go. It's just Tina shitting outside the tent rather than when we walk. Yeah. It's just a bit annoying that I got all that effort and all that, and it's hard work picking her up off the ground, picking the back end up, and then walking. I have to keep picking it higher and higher to keep her legs off from dragging on the floor, because now she doesn't even pretend to walk with the back legs. They cross over and they do just drag behind her, and she'll scuff what should be the tops of her toes. She'll scuff them on the floor if I'm not lifting her up high off the ground. So yeah, it's a bit of an effort. Anyway, cheers folks. Cheers to everyone who's hit the thumbs up. Hint hint. I'll give you a minute and I'll do the cheers properly. I'll take a drink and say cheers to the people that have hit the thumbs up. 17 people in the house, 8 thumbs ups. Come on, you know you want to. I'm worth it. Maybe. Come on. Come on. Going. Gone. No, nobody took me up on it. Still only on 8. Cheers folks. Cheers to those of you that did both. Okay, there's one sneaking in just at the last second. Cheers folks. I don't want to sound desperate or anything. I'm told it does help. as people say, it's a signal to the algorithm, you know. I don't know how much that's true. I think I've heard somebody say in the past that there are various like benchmarks or targets. When you hit 20 while you're live, YouTube will promote you a little bit more. If you hit 50, they'll promote you a little bit more. And it kind of goes like that in stepping stones, in tiers. Little bastard. You know when you start with a bit of an itch on your calf, and then it gets a bit more intense, and then it starts to feel like and you look down and there's a tiny little flag fucking sat attached to your calf. Often they're so busy eating you that they don't even move out the way while you squash them. This one I just missed. I've got other ones running around, bigger ones just running around my legs. It's that time of day in the field, folks. It's that time of day. What are we, coming up for 7:30, aren't we? 20 past 7, something like that. Spanish time. Another quick swig. Cheers, guys. Okay, we did get a few more. We're up to 12. That's good. Okay, folks, I don't want to keep you too long. Let's get this thing finished. Quick look down just at the bottom of the chat from where I picked up. Rich is on the Stella in stormy Scotland. Oh yeah, the UK, you've been battered by storms, aren't you? Yeah. Chilled John Smith's and and a hash spliff for Martin, sativa breeder. Cold John Smith would be nice. Shut up. I can't even get a cold fucking drink. Okay. If you're sitting comfortably, then I shall bring this thing to an end. Should be on the McEwens. Okay, where was I? It was Saturday morning. Was it? Okay, so I'd taken Tina for a morning walk at 2, hadn't I? And then I was waking up almost hourly, and Tina was outside, not tied up. So Saturday morning, I wake up at 4:30. I wake up, that's properly waking up, and I'm a bit pissed off. I like my night time. It's my favourite time of the day because it's cool. And so I like to stay awake through the night and just watch a few videos, just do things. There's nobody around to disturb me. There aren't many cars going past. It gets quieter. And so I was annoyed that I'd missed my night. And yeah, waking up at 4:30 and, you know, it's nearly morning. The night is cool, yeah, the night is cool enough to enjoy, I wrote here in my notes. 10 AM to 8 PM, not so much, you know? It's fucking stupid hot. Did some tidying around camp, got rid of some old water bottles that I'd been keeping just in case. It's like now, you keep them just in case, you know, somebody might offer to fill half a dozen for me one day or whatever. So you keep a few, and then before you know it, you've used a few more, and you end up with 10 and 15 empty bottles lying around, which gets a bit out of control. So then you've got to crush between 6 and 10 of them down and get them away to the bin. So I did a bit of tidying around and getting rid of old water bottles. Kept a few just in case. And I do a video that morning announcing that I'm going to do TrampCast Hangout 21, and the video announcing it does okay. But then in the afternoon the wind picks up, so I'm going to do the TrampCast Hangout in the afternoon. So I'm aiming. I think I was initially aiming for 2 or 3 o'clock, and have to postpone it. And I do an announcement saying no, we'll try later. We'll see what the weather's like at 4 o'clock and see if we can do somewhere between 4 and 6. And I did a video just announcing that. And just afterwards, I'm inside the tent, and just as my video's gone live, a car stops, outside here, just on off the side of the road, leaving enough room for the road. And where am I? It just moved. So the car door opens, and I'm thinking, I hear a car door open and someone getting out of a car, and I'm thinking, oh, here we go again. It's going to be the cops, isn't it? I get brave and I look, and no, it's not. And then someone shouts, Mike, and a visitor pulls up with a delivery. And this is where I meet George for the first time, who was in the Thankyous in the first half of this, in the thank you section yesterday afternoon. So George brought around a bag of goodies, spicy mini kind of meatballs, mini hamburger meatball things, some pasta sauces, and other things, plus a carton of sangria. That's nice. Time passes, and the weather's still bad, so I have to postpone the TrampCast hangout that I was planning to do from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Bearing in mind, I wasn't really thinking. Bearing in mind, this is a Saturday, and Big Clive would go live at 10, and at 11:30, Scruff Dog would go live. So I'm now competing against kind of my two favourite streamers. I'm clashing with them. It's kind of unintended. I'd intended to do it early in the afternoon, then late in the afternoon, and just have to keep putting it off. And I wasn't really thinking, but it wasn't my intention to cross streams with Clive and Scruff Dog, but just an accident because of the delays. And this was the stream, if you were there, folks. This was the one where all of my lights were discharged, all of my batteries were run down, and the USB lantern was really dim. No idea how that happened. Nothing was charged enough. So yeah. So that was Saturday night. Big Clive and Single F in Scruff Dog. What's their angle? Big Clive is an electronics or electrical engineer. He buys cheapo silly gadgets from Temu or from Poundland and takes them apart and assesses the circuitry and whether they're safe, whether they're well built, and he'll draw a schematic and reverse engineer it and how it works and whether it's well done or not. Scruff Dog is a forklift engineer or technician. Repairs all the forklifts and V&A trucks and things. He works for a separate company, but they seem to do a lot of work for Amazon. But the Scruff Dog stream is just a laid back. It's just chatting. He's on his herbalaceous extracts, and it's just a hangout stream. Scruff Dog with a single F. Tina girl, quiet. Hey, I said quiet. Let's show you off to the world. If you're wanting attention, I'll get you some attention. Here she is again, look. Zoom in a little bit. There she is. There she is. You're going to be quiet, Tina. Quiet. Where am I for power? Down to 41. Let's plug back in. I only unplugged it so that we could see Tina ages ago, and I've left it. Oh no, I didn't. I unplugged it when I thought it was what was making the noise. Tell me if the microphone or the sound goes all crackly again. But oh shit! Hand over the. Oh god, what a fuck up. Typical. Okay. Yeah, if ever there's an apocalypse, you want to make yourself to Big Clives or to Scruff Dogs, depending which side of the pond you're on. These are guys that will build stuff, repair stuff, just make shit work. So come the apocalypse, those are your destinations. Okay, folks, let's get this thing finished. So that was Saturday night into Sunday morning. Again, woke up annoyed at 5 a.m. And this, oh, did I mention? I didn't, did I? How did I miss that? I didn't write it down. Oh, my bad. Okay, so I said about this guy George coming around and bringing things on the Saturday. What I didn't tell you was that as he left and I came back into the tent, you know, I said it's been windy. I'd had to postpone the TrampCast hangout in the afternoon a few times. As I came back into the tent door was blowing loose in the wind, and the bedroom door was blowing. And as I walk into the tent, the tent door gets around my legs, and the bedroom door is kind of around my middle somewhere, gets around my arms, and the fabric around my legs makes me fall over, and the other stuff being around my middle or around my arms means I can't get my arms out in front of me as I fall. So that was when I face planted onto the bed, fortunately, but I landed on my face and smashed my glasses. So while I'm asleep that night, and I sleep in my glasses, I'd tried to perch these things together, and but I woke up in the night, and the glasses were fully in pieces. The lenses were popping out. It was all going to shit. So that's where we pick up here. Glasses in pieces, lenses popped out. Took a while to slot it all back together again. You imagine, like, in the dark, in the night, trying to just rebuild, trying to slot the lenses the right way up into the groove on the bottom, and the broken piece at the top that's flapping about, trying to put that on and hook it in. And the one leg of the glasses, do you call it a leg or an arm? The one that had kind of snapped but was still attached, well, that came fully off. Fuck. Fortunately, good friends. Thank you, Karen. But this is 3 weeks ago, folks, that it all went to shit. Everything breaks. It's my new motto. You don't wake up one day and something that was broken is suddenly fixed again. It only ever goes from fixed, you know, from working to broken. It only ever goes in one fucking direction. One Direction, that might be a good name for a band one day. Anyway, so yeah, it took ages to slot it all back together. And then I hear lots and lots of shouting in the distance, like way off in the distance, but like a huge gang, like 15 or 20 adolescents, maybe over in the park, which is what, 600 or 700 meters that way, but aggro, like shouting. I say aggro, it could have been just a loud party they were having in the park or something, but yeah, but all shouting at the top of their lungs. And this is, I haven't written the time down, have I? Oh, I woke up at 5 a.m, so it's after 5 a.m, so they're at the end of their night, I guess. And yeah, anyway, eventually get off to sleep again for a little bit. Woke up properly 5 to fucking 9. I've written here, what the fuck. The tent was so hot and stuffy already. As soon as the sun's on the tent and the doors were closed because night, well, this door was closed, the other one would have been 3/4 closed. Yeah, horrible, dry eyes and dry throat and nose, because it's just hot and stuffy. Wake up feeling dehydrated, like you've got a hangover, just because you're asleep in the heat, and the sun's been up and on the tent for an hour or more, and the doors are all closed, and no through draft, and the fan wasn't on. Yeah, the tent was so hot and everything. Now, unbelievably, this was where I'd unplugged the EcoFlow because I'd had to put it on the bed while doing the TrampCast Hangout that evening. So remember, I've got this wire kind of just jammed into the connector, and I've unplugged the connector, and unbelievably, overnight, that wire has stayed attached. So I just plug the connector back in and we're all good. I don't have to, there's no fanning about with it. It just worked. Yeah. By 10 o'clock, so just 1 hour after I've woke up, I got the EcoFlow up to 90%. So I put the fan on just to get air moving and get some immediate relief from the bloody stuffiness. 1 o'clock, George, the bloke who'd been round and brought the food the day before, he turns up. So when he came on the Saturday, that was the day before. That was the end of their trip, going home Sunday. And Sunday morning, oh, I turned it off by accident. Sunday morning, well afternoon, what did I say, 1 o'clock. So they're leaving in a couple of hours, and he's spending time coming here, and he brings me 10 5-litre bottles of water. So 50 litres of water. I said I was down to my last 15 litres a day or two prior to this. So I would have been real low by now. And he turns up and brings me 10 5-litre bottles of water. Fantastic. George, sir, if you're out there, thank you, my friend. Thank you so much. Looking forward to seeing you again when you get back. We'll have a catch up. And maybe I'll meet Jill this time. Okay. So this is Sunday. We're preparing for TrampCast 75075, the 1,500 subscriber celebration. And yeah, there we go, folks. We did a TrampCast that Sunday, and to pick up the story from there, you'll have to join me maybe tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, and we will do the next TrampCast 78. I want to try and catch up. We have got 3 or 4 weeks at least to catch up. The tablet is making this a lot easier because I don't have to sit there and transcribe notes for 2, 3, 4 hours. I just have to prepare the numbers section on the thank yous. But yeah, it's a lot easier now, folks. So I'll have a quick lubrication of the throat. We got through that fairly quickly. 1 hour and 8. Yesterday 3 hours, and we only got to Tuesday. I was chatting with you guys too much. Maybe we'll save that for the hangouts in future. Let me see, I'm just scrolling through. You guys are talking to each other, saying hello to each other. You don't deserve to fall flat, but it happens. It's just the way, it was just kind of sod's law. I didn't have, fortunately, it wasn't when I had the bag of all the food and stuff that he brought. He brought me that carry bag of food. I must have come in, put that down, gone back out and like waved goodbye or said goodbye or whatever, and then it was when I went back in and just got tangled with the bloody, with the fabric from the door. Yeah, I could kick myself because those were the only glasses I had, and they were given to me probably about a year ago by a lady a couple of blocks back, Adela, and I don't know whether they were hers or her mum's. I didn't know what strength they were or anything, so I left people guessing as to what to buy me to replace them. Now, previously I'd had the weakest strength, the first set. I don't know what the ones were that Adela gave me. I'm guessing they must have been the next level up, because Karen bought me the lower strength, and they're not quite there, which is why I sit here now and I have this. If I'm struggling to read some text in the chat, or in particular on here in the chat, it's not scrolling. The timestamp is like a mid grey on a dark grey background, and it's difficult to read. But this just adds that nice little bit of magnification and crispness. Everything is just that little bit blurry. I have to squint a little bit to bring it into focus. But if I put that there, it's crystal clear and magnified. That's actually fantastic. I could just sit here like that. Somebody said yesterday, monocle. Maybe, actually, if I can get that to hold, yeah. But how stupid do I look? How stupid does anybody look with a monocle? And it hasn't got like a metal rim around it. I've got glass in my eye, but yeah. That's not my prettiest face, is it? But then again, it's not a pretty face to begin with, so it doesn't matter. I'm scrolling. You guys are all competing. You see this childish stuff about wanting to be number 1 or number 2. Gruel for supper now. That's kind of similar to what I have. When I make a soup with rice, I add a bucket full of rice to a pan of cup of soup. And you just end up with it's like a savoury rice pudding. Timmy laughed at the One Direction. Gruel is luxury. I've just had 3 sachets of ketchup I found outside Mac Liberal. Rob, hurrah, promotion, I am queen. Pity one wasn't mayo. Let them eat hake or cake? Oh, we're near the sea after all, it was hake. Okay. George is a new cast member. He's been those 2 times, but it was great of him to come back the second time. The first time he brought food, and the second he came, I did mention that I was low on water. I guess I hinted well enough. Oh, what I didn't mention, I mentioned it yesterday in the thank you. When just before he left on the Saturday, after he'd given me the food and before I broke my glasses, he did chuck me a €20 note, which is very, very generous. Thank you. I always appreciate having a bit of cash in my pocket. The card's good, but sometimes a card just gives you a little bit more flexibility, or I don't know, a little bit of protection in case the electricity goes off and the tills aren't working. I don't know. I'm scrolling. Cheers, Mike. Are you making a move now? I don't know what you mean. I'm not moving anywhere, but whoa. Can you buy glasses from a Poundland equivalent over there? Yeah, a lot of the Chino bazaars sell them, and some of the pharmacies sell cheap glasses. But you kind of have to know you either have to be there in person, so you put them on, don't you? And there's a little card, and you read from the card, and you keep changing, like the magnification or the prescription, I guess you might call it, until they're right. But I can't get to these shops. I don't want to buy from this one here. This one here's everything breaks very, very quickly. So my friend Karen and family, they went off and acquired a set for me, and like I said, they're just the next set down from perfect. They're good. I mean, without them, everything's just a fucking blur. With them, everything's almost there, and I just not really squint, but use my eye muscles a bit and just to force it into focus. But every now and again, something that's got a bad contrast, or maybe the text's too small, and I'm out with the magnification to. I was holding the broken glasses in front of me for a while, but that looked ridiculous or redonkulous. So I just have this lens here now. Try and keep it in my trouser pocket. Try not to break it and hurt myself. But I have it on hand for as and when needed. Why not chew on your happenings for a while? Okay, you mean you want me to carry on and have a chat for a while rather than rushing off? I can do that. If you guys want to stick around, I'm happy to chunter on for a little while. Can you buy glasses from a Poundland? Yeah. Take all round with ketchup. Fishes for Friday, folks. Fishes for Friday. I'll get you a stronger pair. Don't worry about it, Karen. They're close enough. And it makes my eye muscles have to work, which I think, I've said this before. You go all them years without wearing a pair of glasses, and as soon as you start wearing them, your eyes just deteriorate faster and faster, because your eye muscles have been working their hardest to make it work. Suddenly you're not using them, and they kind of atrophy a little bit. They stop. You're not. It's a use it or lose it. You're not using those eye muscles the same, and they give up, and suddenly you need the next strength and the next strength. I don't think it's just old age. I think it's the fact that you're wearing the glasses that causes the muscles to give up trying. The stargazer Patrick Moore, I believe you're talking about, with the monocle. I like Patrick Moore. I thought he would have been really, really celebrated when he passed, because he presented the Sky at Night for like fucking 60 years or something. It was literally the longest running uninterrupted TV program on Earth. Once a month, admittedly, it's only one episode a month, every month for fucking however long he did it. And then when he died, people started talking about controversies about women and how he was a misogynist or a sexist or a, you know, all the, what we would now call woke, all the accusations that never came out while he was alive, when he could defend himself, all start coming out, and suddenly he kind of passes with barely a mention. That's a shame. That's a shame. Gold is 78, is it? Possibly, I have no idea. You were right when you said iridium was next the other day, so I'll believe you. Looks a lovely day there, Mike, says John. It's always a lovely day in almost always a lovely day in Spain. I deliberately waited till slightly later in the afternoon for the sun to be further around. I did try and move my chair further around this way so that I didn't have the sun peeking around the side, but I'm not sat square onto the table. I am not at a proper tangent to the table, or not a tangent. I'm not sat kind of perpendicular to here. I'm a little bit skew-whipped, so it's all a little bit. I might end up with a bit of a backache after this. Sitting there like a 30-degree angle all show. We'll see. I haven't had, do you remember when I was bitching about backache 3 or 4 months ago? I haven't had that in a while. I managed to go a couple of weeks without what's the word, without aggravating it, and it went away and stayed away, which is good. But I don't want to do something now and jar it. Her ladyship hasn't managed to put my back out. That was what kept jarring my back. Carrying her, and then she'd go off at an angle, or maybe her back end would fall over. Back when she was trying to walk on the back end and I was supporting her, she'd topple over, and I'd suddenly have to take the weight, and maybe I'd have to step in to the right, and this road being uneven, you could be stepping into a divot, a depression in the road, and you know when you take that step and it's further down than you expect, you land on a straight foot instead of on a bent foot, and it jars you back. So that hasn't happened in ages, so yeah, that's good. You heard George's voice before you saw him? Yeah, he was shouting me from his car when I was thinking it was going to be the police. When I heard someone shouting Mike, I knew it wasn't going to be the police. And then I had to tell him my real name, because if you meet me in real life, folks, or if we communicate by email or whatever, I do give my name. Most of you probably heard it from when I'm talking to the dog and I accidentally doxed myself. Oh, the Scottish couple in Spain went and posted it all over the place. Okay, and there's Karen, Timony, dob, dib, 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 dob. Scouts and guides and all that. Brownies maybe as well, I'm not sure. Cubs, scouts, brownies, guides. I don't know, folks. I am all caught up with chat. You'll have to keep the conversation going. 15 people here, only 13 thumbs ups. Oh, okay. I thought that was weird. There was what looked like a teenage girl walking past, and it looked like she didn't have any clothes on, any top, but she's wearing like a skin-coloured, I don't know, like a boob tube or whatever you would call it, but very, very skin-coloured. You couldn't tell the difference between her arms and her back. Not that I'm staring at teenage girls. Don't be doing that one. It just looked strange in passing. I'll shut up now. Stop digging. Is nobody talking to me, or has chat frozen? Do you know what? All this time I didn't follow my own advice. Oh, you're kidding me! I've been stuck on top chat rather than whatever the other one's called, live chat, all messages. And chat had frozen. Where are we? Whoa! Okay, I'm back to where Timmy was saying, heard George's voice, St. George. Lovely bloke, and to come back that second day and bring all that water. And he wasn't just filling, he wasn't refilling empty bottles or anything, it was all shop bought. So, I'm not sure how much a 5 litre bottle costs, but 10 of them, you're going to be looking at 6 or 7 quid, or euros. Rob visited Jodrell Bank once. It's somewhere just outside Manchester, isn't it? Or Cheshire, somewhere there. I think we drove past it on school trips. We never went there, but we drove past it a few times. If I've got the right place. DiCaprio is just over there in Ibiza aboard Bezos' yacht. Don't let that guy near the water. There'll be a door floating by and there'll be some woman on it. There'll be room for 2, but she'll fuck him off and let him die. Farma, Fabrizio, hello my friend. Hello everyone, everybody, everywhere. You're late. I've finished almost. Well, I've finished recapping the events of the week. Bro, look, you guys and these crowns, I really do want to turn that shit off. Let them eat hake. Yeah, okay. Spectrum, Florence and the Machine. Right, I don't know where we're going with that one. Oh. It says you've got 150 crowns next to your name, Mike. I got no clue. I thought I'd turn that shit off. I did my best to turn it off across the entire channel. I think Rob wants to be number 2. Giving you shit yesterday for leaving it on top chat. It happens, mate, doesn't it? It happens. I started at the beginning of the thing. I started at the beginning of the show telling everyone to turn it off, to switch from from top chat to all messages. But I forgot myself. I left it all on.
Okay.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I'm good, my friend. Yeah, Torrevieja. Oh. Back in 5 minutes if you're still here. Probably Karen from the looks of things. How much do you want for them, Mike? For what? For the 150 XPs or whatever they were. I've got no idea what they are. Tim is on all chat, but can't see half the messages I'm reading out. Maybe because I might be too far back. You might have to scroll back somewhere. I don't know. You turn them off. You have to go into. You don't turn them off within here, within this. You have to go to like the opening page of when you first come to YouTube or the YouTube app, and the top right, so not the cog within the player, but at the beginning of the app, the cog, top right, and it's in the personalized settings or privacy or security, something like that. So yeah, it's somewhere there. Rob can't turn them off. Farmer's got a question that I'll answer later. I got a bit of a neck ache, folks. I was surprised my voice started to give out last night after only 3.5 hours. I guess it was 6.5 if you include the earlier stream. But my voice went very croaky in the end. Despite my best efforts to keep the throat lubricated. I finished the one coffee, didn't I? Oh, not quite. Let me have a look at my second one. It's in a very insulated cup, so it should be good, folks. It should all be good. Do we get nice sunsets here? No, not really. Not often. Sunsets require clouds. They require particles, and usually the sky's too clear. East is behind me. That's where the sun comes up. So it sets over there behind buildings and things, and you do get the occasional nice sunset, but it's not like in Morecambe. You'll get 3 or 4 fantastic sunsets each week during summer. Here, you might get 1 a month. Well, that's what it feels like to me, anyway. Stovetop espresso. That's what my friend here is making. The Scottish couple were at Alicante Airport today. How so? What were they doing? Did they go there just to do a video? Or were they picking someone up or leaving the country? I've got 175 crowns somehow. Can I swap them for Bitcoin? I've no idea what use they are, my friend. I've no idea, because I turned that shit off straight away. As soon as they appeared I was on Scruff Dogs when I first saw them, and my first thought was, let's turn this childish shit off. Now I have a little button at the top left here that says top fans that I could click, but I'm not going to. I got no idea what it will do. Probably reactivate all that shit for me. It also involves waving my finger over this side where the camera is. So who knows? Well, it's jumped, you get sunset, Scottish couple. And it's jumped right back to DiCaprio on a boat. And again. I got my east and west mixed up. Rise in the east, sets in the west. Isn't a crown a pound, so you can spend them? There are lots of countries use currencies called crowns. Britain used to have a coin called a crown, which was, I think a crown was 5 shillings. So it was back in the day, up until about 1969 or 71, a crown would have been a quarter of a pound. Krona, it means crown in Sweden and Norway. That's their currency. Sweden and Norway have krona. Can't think who else. There are other countries. It's trying to jump on DiCaprio. Okay, I think I'm caught up again, folks. Quick swig of coffee while I see whether any of you got anything to say. I'm sure the 15 people that are here now are not the same 15 people that were here doing the thumbs up earlier. There'll be different people rotating in. Somebody hasn't hit the thumbs up, I can tell. I'll buy some euros with them then. Yeah. From what I recall, there's roughly speaking 10 krona to a euro. Sainsbury's own lager is called Crown. Gassy 3.4% and metallic. What time does it get dark there, Mike? Currently somewhere between 9:30 and 9:45, I think. Denmark, they'd use krona as well, do they? Okay. Rob prefers 19% beer, not metallic. I think most people would prefer not metallic. Joanne, hello, hello. How's Tina? Tina's her normal self. She's over here on the floor. There she is on the floor. No improvement in her condition, but she's enjoying herself. That's my girl. That's my girl. Where's chat? Can you see many stars there, or is there too much light pollution? There's quite a lot of light pollution. When I used to sleep out here before I got my first shelter and my first tent, I used to lie there for hours looking up at the sky. Do you know that the stars move nowadays? And I don't just mean the rotation. I think I've said this before. You can sit there watching a constellation and you've got the stars, so let's say Orion, and then suddenly one of the fucking stars just takes off and moves on its own. I kid you not. All these fucking satellites in the sky. You've got the International Space Station, you've got all these satellites, especially Elon's earlier, what the fuck's it called? His internet provider thing, his internet thing. Starlink. Is it? Starlink? His early satellites were very shiny. He's taken steps since then with the next generation or two to paint the bottom of them black, to be less of an interference. But yeah, I used to watch. I mean, obviously the stars. Well, the stars don't move, but the Earth's moving, and so you get the appearance of the stars moving in the opposite direction, don't you? I used to sit here and watch Orion rise above this tree over here, usually about 7 o'clock. This is winter when it gets dark around 6:30. I used to watch Orion rise and move around, and just as Orion dips over the horizon there, the plough comes around. But yet the number of times that I would watch a constellation, it's not like I would see the satellite come into view and then move past the constellation. I wouldn't notice it, and then I'd be looking, and at whatever set of 4 or 6 or 8 stars I'm looking at, and then one of them just takes off and starts fucking moving. It was the most bizarre. It used to freak me the hell out. You'd think that I would have spotted it coming into view, but I'm only spotting it once it's over one of the other stars or very close to it. And then I've got this appearance of suddenly one of Orion's stars just takes off and fucks off. It was a bizarre thing. Very, very bizarre. But yeah, it was always quite freaky. But yeah, you can see a lot of stars, but only once have I seen the Milky Way. And I think a set of streetlights must have been out that day. Suddenly it was much darker. You need the coincidence of a set of streetlights to be out and the moon not to be out. Very, very bright here when the moon's in the sky. Especially for that week either side of it being a full moon. So for 2 weeks out of the month, ludicrously bright. I think the voice is starting to go again, folks. Oh. Looks like she has a nice big bowl of water. Yeah, my friend here just poured her one. The aliens are trying to communicate with me. Yeah. No, Tina's ears don't stand up together. It's always one ear up, one ear down. Always. Occasionally the wind might catch it and put it up. I used to bend it backwards to let the air in and let it circulate so it didn't get any kind of infections or anything. But no, it's a... What's the word I'm looking for? I was going to say conjunctive, but that's not the fucking word. From birth. See what I said earlier about sometimes the neurons don't fire and don't connect? It was almost there then and it just went right at the last second. There's a word that means from birth that starts with con. I'm going to go at the bottom and see if anybody's helping me with the word. No. Then I'm going to work backwards. If you know there's a problem, if they're both down, you know there's a problem. It's an early warning system. Are you in Orion's belt, man, or the Big Bear, or perhaps Big Bear? We don't call it Big Bear, do we? Great Bear, Big Bear, the plough. Orion is my friend. When I was going almost crazy, when I had 5 months with no electronic devices, nothing to do at night, no lights, no timepiece, I started talking to Orion. Mainly because he was there. Just after it got dark, he was there just coming up over the tree, and then he'd be there for the next 4 or 5 hours. So I used to talk to him. I'd ask him how he was, and I'd tell him what kind of day I'd had. And I'd ask him whether he could perhaps find me a radio. And then one day I'm at the bins and there's a radio. But some fucker smashed it into pieces first. I thought that was close, but not quite. Robert says Torrevieja is a good star to watch in the winter. It rises up and around 6 PM. Okay, I don't know that one. I'll maybe look it up. Orion, that's me. No beer for me for weeks and weeks. Or is that where the comment, just surgical spirit and Ribena? Ah, buenas. Tina, it's just a bus, darling. It's just a bus. It's not going to attack you. Tina's okay. Oh, the voice is going, folks. We might not get too much longer. Maybe I'll go until the 2-hour mark. See if we can do another 20 minutes. Okay, back to the big bowl of water. I know where I am now. I've caught up. I will have to watch this all back again because I spent the first hour and a half on Top Chat with it filtered. Was Tina a rescue dog? She was indeed a rescue dog. She was approximately 10 months old when I got her. She'd been mistreated. She'd been on the street. She was malnourished. She found a nice family she liked the look of, and she went and knocked on their door. All skin and bones. They looked after her for a couple of weeks, fed her up, contacted an animal sanctuary down in a place called Alboch, down in Murcia, in the Murcia region, and they put out a word looking for people to foster her, and a lady up here saw the messages, and they arranged to pick her up halfway. They came halfway up, she went halfway down, got her. She had her for a few weeks, and with a view to adopting her, but her other dog was a bit vicious, a little bit temperamental, and so she had some leaflets printed at the beginning of December and started walking around. She had 200 leaflets printed. She starts walking around looking for someone to adopt the dog, you know, to take the dog on full time. And I was the first person she gave a leaflet to, and I got her the next day. So yeah, she abused and congenital. Thank you. Fuck. Ursa Major. That is indeed the Great Bear, the Plough, the Big Dipper, if you're American. Yeah. Or a pan. It looks more like a pan to me. I don't know all the other things. It does look like the blade of a plough, but Orion sounds like a good friend. Yeah. He's a good bloke. He likes to go hunting though, and he carries a big club, doesn't he? A big stick. Yeah. Are we pronouncing it Beetlejuice or Betelgeuse? Betelgeuse? Isn't one of the... It's supposed to go supernova. When I say any day now, I mean like in the next few hundred years. But there's a chance that that one blows up. James Webb just took some fantastic pictures of the Hubble Deep Field, didn't it? Like going over the same ground that Hubble covered 20 years ago or so. Yes. Oh. What's it saying here? It's normal, Mike. Sometimes things slip our minds. You worry when you do something 20 times the same thing. Thank you for the ear updates. My mum was a Webb, says Rob. Yeah, further away, much colder, and a much bigger mirror, because they did that whole origami thing, didn't they? With the way it unfolded those I think the hexagonal mirrors to tessellate, and obviously they had to launch all folded up as like a single mirror or something. Tina, stop. Shush, shush, shush. It's a nice doggy. It's a nice doggy. Hey. Tina, quiet. Hola, buenas. Tina, shush. You're defending the camp? Tina's defending the camp. It was a nice doggy. It doesn't need you barking. I don't know. she's good company for me. She is indeed. Especially recently, she's been getting on the bed again. In summer, she's been staying on the plastic. I had to move the carpet. I had to fold the carpet back so that she had cool plastic under her while she slept. She preferred to be near the door and on the cool plastic. But my new fly swatter thing, the electric fly zapper, frightens her. And when she's frightened, she comes to me for a cuddle. So she's been doing that. But that means that she's not tied up in the night, and she can sneak away sometimes and sneak out of the tent, because I leave the door open for her to bum shuffle out. She ripped the zip off the tent the other day, and the bottom of it's ripped. So I've had to like stick that up onto the tarpaulin, so that she was still trying to get in and out, and she kept tangling in. I tried fixing the zip back, sticking it to the tent, and bum shuffling in and out. She was getting caught on it and ripping it off all the time. So now I've just pinned it up so she can get in and out under it without bothering with it. She can still just bum shuffle over that bottom 6-inch kind of skirt on the tent. So yeah, it's the combination of having the door open and her not being tied up though does mean I wake up sometimes in the night and she's gone. She doesn't go far. She can't go far, can she? There was the one time she got out and she was by the side of the road whimpering away and barking away at cars as they were going past. That's when I heard her and thought, she sounds too far away and she's barking a lot, I'll go see what's what. And she sat there by the little, it's not a big road, it's just a track. It doesn't get much traffic. But she was sat there, you know, communicating with the cars. What can you do? Where are we going with Kiki D and Fireball XL5? I wish I was an astronaut, the fastest man alive. I'd fly you around the universe in Fireball XL5. And he was called, no, he wasn't Troy Tempest, that was Stingray. Oh, Fireball XL5. Don't remember the name of the main character. It's a long time ago, and that was black and white. Now we're just throwing out, why are we throwing out old TV programs? Did the guy make the coffee already? He's made it and drank it and he's just off now, yeah. Guys, the amount of water he just used rinsing everything out before he even started making anything. He filled, like, so these espresso makers, these stovetop espresso makers with their octagonal base, it's got quite a sizable water tank at the bottom. He filled the whole tank to swish it out, then throws that away, and then pours a little bit more in and throws that away again. Then he started washing something else, then his cup, and then he throws Tina's water away and puts fresh. There's fucking 4 litres of water just gone for a coffee, and it's not his water, and it's not his gas. Captain Scarlet and the Mysterons, we know you can hear us, Earthlings. Oh, Thunderbird 3 and Thunderbird 5, those are the space-bound ones, aren't they? 5 was the one based in space as the listening station. Thunderbird 3 was the one that took off from under the swimming pool. Yeah. I like Thunderbirds. Hold on. Where are we there? I'm worried I'm not intellectually satisfying you by calling the plough the saucepan. I referred to it a while ago as a saucepan. Aquamarina, that's at the end of Stingray. Stingray, I'm calling battle stations. Anything can happen in the next half hour. Dum-da-dum, dum-dum, dum-da-dum, dum-dum. with the drum beats going. It was brilliant. You see, we spell plough differently. Format. O-U-G-H, my friend. O-U-G-H. Oh, it's jumping on me. It's jumping. Does Lidl do recycle? No, no recycle. No, there's no deposits on bottles or cans or anything. No, nothing. No, Spain don't do that. Just communal bins that are broken down by type. There's plastic, cardboard, glass, and then general refuse. Although not every set of bins has every type. Kiki D has a hit called Star. I don't know that one. I literally only know Kiki D from the one with Elton John. Don't Go Breaking My Heart. That's literally all I know her from. Steve Zodiac it was as well, wasn't it? Steve Zodiac. The fastest man alive. Yeah. Fly you around the universe in Fireball XL5. Go to Red Alert #1. Plough as in ploughman's lunch, which is a surprisingly modern invention. It's not a real thing. It's invented by pubs. Probably in the 40s or 50s, somebody said, I think a while ago. Brown Alert #2. What do you look like? Can't take it anywhere. How long ago did I make this? 2 hours on. I must have made it 20 minutes or half an hour before we start. And it's still hot. Almost too hot still. Oh, yeah, no, it is too hot. It's only a bus, Tina. It's only a bus. Don't panic. Pickled onions to you. A nice big slab of cheese. A few cold cuts of meat. Some Branston pickle, if you please. Yeah, and we can have a pickled onion with it as well. Or maybe a pickled egg. Oh, pickled egg. Oh, how many years is it since I had a pickled egg? But Branston, you gotta have your Branston pickle. Oh, Piccalilli. Oh, Piccalilli, folks. Come on. Come on. Is Piccalilli better than Branston pickle? Depends what you want to do with it, doesn't it? Those big lumps of cauliflower don't go very well on a sandwich. So if it's for a sandwich, you probably want your Branston. But if it's just on a plate, just to be eaten, oh, Piccalilli. Oh, Piccalilli with the cauliflower and everything. Chicken in a basket. Yeah. When they worked the fields, no, they didn't though. No, it's kind of a myth. It's an invention. After that, those times had already ended. So the days when we had lots of people, like when 98% of the population worked in farmers' fields, those were well gone. The tractor had been invented 20 years before the ploughman's lunch was invented. It really is a pub marketing thing rather than a real thing. Oh, Tina. Oh, I walked you just before we fucking started. Oh. Well, nice. Tina, be quiet, girl. Quiet. Leave people alone. I got a bit of a clean up on aisle 2. Clean up #2. I don't know. I walked it just before. Give me a minute, folks. There's no wind today, so the brolly should be fine. You've done it and you've squashed it down, haven't you? You've sat in it. This is why we get flies around here. Well, that looks like the fucking food. Oh, darling, is there any more? Are you a mess? Let's have a look. Stand up for me. Come on, stand up for me. What sort of mess are we in?
No, not too bad. Okay, not bad. Nice and clean. Sit you down.
It's okay, babe. Tina's okay. Oh. What do you like, then? What do you like, I don't know, folks. Oh. Oh. Back in my chair if I can. Oh boy. Okay, folks, another 4 minutes or so, and I think we'll bring this to an end. We are just jibber jabbering now. We're on a space theme, are we? Space theme mostly. So where are you going to go next then? Are there any other space-based puppet shows? Or kids shows? Space Ghost, that was a cartoon. Basically Batman in space. Rocket Robin Hood. There was one. Oh yeah, pork pie. Oh yeah, with the jelly. Oh yeah, it's got to have the jelly. Some cold cuts of your beefs, porks, chickens, whatever. There we go. Cornish with an S, I think, isn't it? But yeah, Cornish pasty. Although, do you know that Cornish pasty isn't the one I thought it was? I thought Cornish pasty was the one that had the triangular cross section. And they're not. Cornish pasties are the half moon, crescent kind of, well not crescent, but half moon, flat. And it's some, is it Devon? Cornwall? What's the one next to Cornwall? It's a something else pasty that has the triangular cross section. I didn't know. I was like 55 or 56 years old when I learnt that. I always thought it was the triangular one. What have you got now that I'm out the way? Yeah, okay, I can show you that. Anytime. I've shown it before. But yeah, I'll give you the camera the right way round and hold it up for you. I'd even zoom in. Hold on. If I can get my hands out of the way of the camera and work things properly. There's the sea. Reconnecting, you are live. Of course I am. But yeah, the sea's just over there. Beautiful. I'm a lucky boy. I live at the seaside. I'm the guy that ran away from the seaside to go and live by the seaside. Ran away from Morecambe to come to Torrevieja. Is that a space theme or spaced theme? Give me my crown back, you ladron. Stop, thief! Are you preached shroomcast? You lot are all way on one, aren't you? Oh, itchy nose. I don't know what it is around here. There must be some sort of pollen or something that, or maybe it's just the dust. I guess it could just be the dust because of the rock and soil. Triangulish crumpets. No, crumpets are nice circular things. I do like a nice crumpet. Lots of butter, toasted with, and then lots of butter on top. Oh. Cornish sounds more like the plaster moulding around the top of a wall, around the ceiling. A Cornish. Button Moon. We're off to Button Moon. We follow Mr. Spoon. Button Moon. Yeah, you've got me singing. That can't be good. Definitely time to call it quits. Oh, my clock's reset to this. My time is gone. I'm only showing 6 minutes. Pay a fortune for that view. Somebody would. Did you go from Barnsley to Morecambe as a job move? No. Was I 14 or 15? I think I was 14, about to turn 15, and the parents decided to move there. Oh, it's oh, I didn't see Miguel. I think he was adjusting his wing, not his wing mirror, his rear view mirror. No, it wasn't a job move. My dad was working abroad, and my mum fancied a change. They both fancied Morecambe. We actually looked at Barrow-in-Furness first. Thank fuck we didn't do that. Barrow-in-Furness is a right shithole. A right rough shithole. The Devonian samosa. We're off to Button Moon now as a group. Indeed we are. Tranquility at no extra cost. Yeah. Bit of police harassment, some mice, some rats. I said about the bloody jawbone that turned up just around the corner here. Don't know where the hell that came from. Don't know what that's about. Maybe some other animal carried it here from somewhere else. I can't imagine someone like stopped their car and threw a dog's jawbone out of the car, and there's clearly been no rotting dead dog in the hedge here. So how there's just suddenly this jawbone? It's a mystery, as Toya Wilcox would say. It's a mystery, it's a mystery. If anybody remembers Toya Wilcox, she got big again during COVID, didn't she? She was singing a song and jumping up and down on a trampoline with the motion going. Rob's nose used to twitch like crazy in Ibiza. He put it down to humid sea air. I'm not sure. See, I've never been one for hay fever, and then I suddenly had something like hay fever a few years ago. Two consecutive years. Fuck the policy enforcers. I just watched a video earlier of a guy recording outside a police, standing in public, recording outside a police station, and the amount of effort that the cops went through to try and get his ID and to threaten him under the Terrorism Act and all this other bullshit. And they based it all on, we've had reports from inside the building that people are feeling uncomfortable. So they're not even enforcing policy, they're enforcing fucking feelings now. And they had one guy come up to him demanding ID, and the guy was just an office manager, not even a copper. Like, the police can't just demand your ID in the UK until a certain stage of the investigation. I think you have to be under arrest already, but maybe once you're detained. No, not even when you're detained, because they detain you for a search and you don't have to give a name then. It's only once you're under arrest. Unless you're driving a car, when you have to produce your driving license. But he had a fucking office manager come up, ID please. What the fuck? Anyway, I won't go off on one about that. Did you, when Grok on Twitter, Grok was asked to summarise me, or summarise my account, and it was one of the two things, what did it say about me? I can't remember. It said something nice, and then it said, and he also campaigns ferociously against police overreach. And I'm thinking, how the fuck do you know that? I haven't, like, tweeted that many times about the police, I don't think. I wonder if Grok follows me back to YouTube and is summarising YouTube. I don't know. Are we after? I don't know what time we're on, guys. Are we over the 2 hour mark? We are. Okay, we're going to call it quits here. I'll have a quick look, see what I've missed in chat, and we'll call it. Did you see the policeman who got stabbed by a random guy in town? No. How'd that happen? I thought they all wore stab vests now. You see them walking around with their hands inside either the stab vest or the bulletproof vest. They're all doing that, I don't know what you call it, but that silly stance that they do, that bully boy stance. I don't know. Don't get me started, because we'll go off on one about cultural enrichment, etc. I'm not going there again. Okay, folks, I thank you very, very much for joining me today. We're going to do another TrampCast. I guess it might be best to leave it until Wednesday, let my voice relax a little bit, because it's starting to get rough again, and that's the second day on the trot. Don't want to overdo it. Thank you for joining me. Hit the like button, perhaps consider it on the way out if you haven't. If you've seen 3 or 4 of my videos and you think you want to see more, then hit the subscribe button, and all of you, consider hitting that bell for proper notifications so that you don't miss any videos or live streams. In the tradition of the channel, I'll just quick squidge down. Good night, everybody everywhere. I saw Toya 40 years ago, said Rob. Did you manage to get this morning? Okay. How's your solar set? All good now, Timony. I've got a new cable. We're all good. Okay, that's us done. In the tradition of the channel, from Tina. Hey, babe. Say hello. Oh, goodbye. Say goodbye. From Tina. And from me, Delta Mike. Out.